everybody, I'm Dennis Daly. I spent 20 years with United Press International, most of it with the old UPI Radio Network. And my favorite assignment was going on the road producing and hosting American Montage. It was an hour-long weekly program. Now here's an edited version of one of those shows. I'm joined by Barbara Mitnick, who is the Director of Public Relations for the Riga Royal Hotel in downtown New York. And Barbara, I want to say straight away that I don't think many of my listeners could ever afford to stay in your hotel. But I think you have a great story to tell about customer service and something we're all very much interested in. Can you tell us your attitude about serving the public? I know if you pay a big price in a swanky hotel, you really expect it, but if you go to just a toy shop or a McDonald's, I mean, aren't companies realizing that customers really want to get what they pay for anymore?
Certainly, that's always been the case. What we're finding, and it again has always been true, service is something different to everyone. What you would consider good service may not be what I would consider good service, because we have different needs. Especially in a big city like New York, where it's very hard to get around. If you're traveling on business, it's a much different experience if you're traveling with your family on vacation. What we have done, and what hopefully all hotels are doing, whether they be, as you called them, swank, family-oriented, are finding out what their customer needs and serving them in that way.
Well, even at the other end, Motel 6 is undergoing a tremendous renovation nationwide, and one of the things they're getting into because of the concerns of customers is security. All the new ones are not the old style where you have the individual doorways outside. You have to go through a common lobby. You have to go through security. And even that budget motel chain is listening to the public now.
Security has and still is the number one element that travelers ask about before they choose a hotel, and many times, as you know, before they choose a city. Luckily in New York, thanks to our mayor, Giuliani, I'll give him a plug, our crime has gone down considerably. But again, traveling in any big city, you have to be secure. We can, as a hotel, keep you secure with state-of-the-art technology, high-level security systems, but we also have to educate our guests on how to keep themselves secure within the hotel, within the city, and we do that. From anything, we have guests, if they don't feel comfortable going to we're an all-suite hotel, a suite by themselves, we will offer them an escort. You have to present your room key anytime after 11:30 at night. We've had a lot of trouble with celebrities not wanting to do that. You have to register any guests that may be coming to your suite with us after a certain amount of time.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Madonna. Yes, I recognize who you are, but I need some identification.
We had a situation, I won't divulge any names, where we did have a celebrity come in after 11:30 at night with a baseball cap over their head. Unfortunately, we did not recognize them, as so many people look like that late at night. And when asked for identification, they refused to give us identification because they didn't want us to know where they were going. We have not been able to become friends with that person again. What people don't realize is you may feel inconvenienced when we stop you, but we're protecting you and the person that you're visiting. And at the Riga Royal Hotel, we're very lucky because we have a small lobby and a small entrance through the restaurant. So it is very easy for us to keep secure. In fact, we were very fortunate a couple of months ago. NBC TV did an expose on hotel security. And we excelled But there were other hotels in New York, and I know they did that all through the nation, where people felt they were being helpful, but not keeping their guests secure, letting them into suites without asking for identification. There are many things you can do to keep yourself secure. Always ask for identification. If you don't feel comfortable when someone's knocking on your door, a security or hotel employee should be able to slip their ID card under the door, even if you can see them through the peephole.
You know, I may be a pessimist here purely by dint of the fact that in the last 30 years I've read an awful lot of newscasts where people died in fires. But the first thing I do in any building I'm in an airplane, I count the rows back to where the exit is because I realize there may be smoke so thick I can't see. I think anyone who goes into a hotel and doesn't read the escape information is an idiot.
People, when they're traveling, for some strange reason, find a hotel which we're happy about, and they think it's their safety zone. They automatically feel secure, which we want them to be, but you need to know where you are. You need to know where things are and how they're accessible. And I wouldn't even encourage you to look. I would encourage you to ask. Always ask. And any good hotel will be proud of the security that they have and the fire life safety system they have. Proud enough to be happy to spend the time with you and tell you. If they don't, it's not a place where I would feel secure.
We are not, oh boy, I hate to push the calendar, we are not that many weeks away from the Christmas shopping season. How do hotels like yours in New York City function really as either fantasy or getaway destinations for people who come into New York to shop? I mean, I was not that much in love with New York. I visited there several times when I lived in Washington, D.C., but yet I was up there a couple times during Christmas, and there is so much magic to shopping in Manhattan, and I would think staying in a hotel such as yours could be made into part of a really fun family kind of outing.
Certainly, it's magic and it's madness during the holidays. We feel that the Christmas holidays are New York at its best, because of the shopping and the excitement in the air. And I can certainly boast we are located on 54th Street between 6th and 7th Avenue, as are many hotels. You're right in the heart of everything. You're just blocks away from Rockefeller Center and the Tree, blocks away from, for families, all the themed restaurants like the Harley Davidson Cafe, Hard Rock Cafe, Planet Hollywood, right near Radio City Music Hall. And you really, it's in the air. Many hotels have Christmas packages. At the Riga Royal Hotel, we are a luxury hotel, but primarily our clientele is somewhat of a business clientele. I think that hotels know that their customers are very smart, very well read, and very savvy in terms of not only what they need, but what they can get for their dollar. And it's because of programs like yours where they learn and they really teach us, you know what, I don't need that butler running down the hall after me at 1 a.m. to give me slippers. I need to get into the city as quickly as possible, get my business done, get my family to a restaurant, get my younger children to somewhere where they feel comfortable, at a restaurant where they don't mind having children, get as much done in as little amount of time as possible, and get out.
And there you have it, another edited episode of one of the American Montage programs prepared for the UPI Radio Network back in the 1980s and 90s. I'm Dennis Daly. Thanks for listening. Thanks for going with me this week. And check YouTube for more American Montage programs.